Welcome to BigGunner81 Live, everyone. Presented by Applied Arsenal Finishes, VAT Arms, Eagleston Munitions, the Range of 355, and the Tier 1 Training Corps. So welcome, everybody. Tonight, we've got a couple of different topics we're going to kind of divulge into here, and going to give you some updates on some of the projects we have going on and whatnot as well. But for most part, basically an open format tonight. Kind of tell you who else here in the house with us. We've got Tony, who's a local shooter who just started up a Facebook page. That's kind of interesting. Literally started like today, I think. And by the way, your mic is muted, so you have to unmute it so we can hear you.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, not much. Thanks for being on with us. Of course, we got James from High Speed Shooting Stabilizer. We had him on a couple weeks ago. He's hanging out with us tonight too. You might have an update for us as well, I imagine.
Yeah, we just got our first batch of production models from the manufacturer, doing our feedback on them. Everything's nice and clean.
Awesome.
So we just tried them out in a match. Doing good. Thanks for having us back on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to testing it out myself too. And of course, we got Pete from the Range of 355. I don't think you can see him. You might be able to hear him. He was going to hang out with us tonight. We're going to re-mention that the grand opening is this week, starting on the 10th.
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
Yeah, absolutely. The ribbon cutting is on the 9th, which is Thursday. Then Friday starts the grand opening. The 11th is the two-gun competition that's put on by Grunt Style and Civilian Force Arms with the 355. I'm sorry, with the Range 355. And also in the house tonight, we got the Liberty Marksman out here. Actually, Ken and Scott are here with us to hang out and tell us about their YouTube channel and whatnot.
Hey, Rick.
How's it going? And we've also got one of our other sponsors in the house here, Toby from Tier 1 Training.
How's it going?
Not bad. So, did you just have a match this past weekend, or you got one coming up this week?
Me, I've got this week. I won't be here. I'm going to be out of town, but not for a match. It's the week after is the Eastern Regional down at the Clinton House.
I was a week ahead of myself. Yes, the Three Gun Nation Eastern Regional. I know
Right.
you're signed up to go to that. I'm not going to be able to make it out to that one, but that is awesome.
Yeah, we're getting spun up for that, and then we've got back-to-backs. I've got to be in North Carolina the next weekend for the War Sport Team Challenge.
Nice. Yeah, I remember you had two of them that were crammed in close to each other. That's pretty cool. It's been a lot of fun. Let's see, what else we got going on? First off, we got a couple of project updates as well. I'm not going to go too much into them, but some of you who have been watching the channel this week have seen the ATI Omni Polymer AR-15 here that I'm working on. And, of course, it's only a partial AR-15. There's no barrel, and the upper needs to be assembled and everything. But I'm very interested to test this out. Again, I'm trying to move around too fast so you guys can see it on the camera. It has a polymer upper with a metal insert in the front for the barrel threads and the front lug, which is kind of awkward, the fact that it is kind of silver right there. You know, it could have been coated. That'd been kind of neat, but it's definitely an interesting technology. You know, there's obviously a debate over polymer AR-15s because it was originally designed around aluminum and so forth, but I'm kind of interested to see how it holds up, and therefore, I had this bump fire system stock sitting around. I tested it out a while ago, and it's been hanging around here collecting dust. So I figured, hey, maybe I'll give it a try on this setup. As you can see, it slides back and forth. I figured we can put the buffer tower or buffer extension in that area with the rear takedown pin through its paces and give it a good try. The rear of the new ATI Omni Hybrid, they call it hybrid because it's got the metal insert in the back. The buffer threads are metal, and that metal extends down past the rear takedown pin location. So that's something we got in the works. Also, just received this today from Midwest Industries, or friends up in Midwest Industries up in Wisconsin, for the Wisconsin State build of the AR-15, 50 States of AR-15 project. We've got their new Gen 3 handguard here. It's a 15-inch handguard, lightweight, comes in at around a little over 10 ounces, I believe. It's got the M-lock on the side here, around all the different faces of it, I guess I should say. Also has the partial rail in the front, partial rail in the rear, partial rail in the rear. Sorry, and also has these quick detach points for your sling, which is really awesome. I like that they're built into the handguard itself, and in the front, in fact, they don't just put them on the sides, as you can see, also on the bottom there, which is really neat. So I think it's pretty cool. Looking forward to using that in the Wisconsin build. Also, you guys may have seen, I see Liberty Marksman, you've got the Gen 2, right? You guys are muted, so we can't hear you.
Yeah, we got the Gen 2.
What, I honestly haven't looked closely at the differences between the two.
I think on yours it's got M-lock all the way around, where this has got.
I see now. I see. Got it. Might want to hold up a little bit higher. Oh yeah, okay.
I think that's the only real difference, and then we Cerakoted this one already.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks slightly different. That makes sense. I didn't realize the difference there. I wonder if there's a weight difference as well between the two. But I like the feel. It feels very structurally solid on this handguard. I do like that. I haven't used it yet, but just from the feel and holding it in my hands, I do like it. I like the little scalloping, cuts that are in the surface here, all down the sides and or I guess the corners of it. I guess the way to put it. Even including the top, the scalloping is also on the top of this. I don't know what I call it a rail, but it kind of is almost like a rail, just that you can't attach anything to it. It's not a Picatinny rail, certainly. Which it does actually have. It looks like it has the M-lock. I didn't even realize that. Just now I'm talking about it. I think those are the same slots right there for the M-lock. So you probably could.
Yeah, that's an M-lock on top.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the scalper was sold Ken on this one.
Yeah. Well, I first saw that last week. On Civilian Force Arms Warrior 15, they have I think a UTG Pro handguard, and it has similar scallop cuts. But I like this. I like that design. This is just an awesome handguard.
It's pretty rigid. We test fitted it to another up that it's going on, and it felt real solid.
Yeah, I agree. It does feel very solid. So moving on to that, let's go with Tony real quick here. Tony, you've got a page. I'm going to see if I can even pull it up, too. If you want to tell us what it basically is. Might take me a second to get it up here.
Yeah. I don't know. I just got a feeling to do it yesterday. I used to do stand-up comedy and been shooting a lot. Shooting my whole life. Yeah, I figured I'll combine the two and just have a place to put funny gun shenanigans in one spot.
And the name of this page, as I'm pulling it up here.
Laugh and Load.
Yep, Laugh and Load. Sorry, I was going to try to grab it, but I'm having issues with my computer, of course. Right at the time I want to do something. Now if you guys can see this now. Okay, I think you can. Yeah, Laugh and Load. So he's got a bunch of different like memes and stuff on there and whatnot, just to kind of like bring some humor to the situation, I guess. I don't know how else to word it, but very cool. I know you just started this, like, what, yesterday, you said?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, last night. So you got like about 19 people down there, so go stop by and check it out, Laugh and Load on Facebook. Also, you do a lot of shooting and stuff as well, obviously. You know, you're a local shooter, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share there before it goes all nuts. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I am mostly a USPSA shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I'll get into 3-gun if I can ever get my rifle finished.
Nice. What are you building for a rifle?
It's parts bin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's everything from here and there.
Okay.
Wasn't a huge rifle guy. I can't even tell you what the parts are. I just started grabbing stuff that knew I needed and threw it together.
I gotcha. Nice. So,
yeah, that's about it. And I do a lot of trap and skeet shooting.
Okay. Where do you do all your shooting at, too, by the way? Especially for trap and skeet.
Trap and skeet, I'm a member of Downers Grove Sportsman's Club in Morris.
Okay. I have heard of that. It's kind of funny because it's my hometown name, but they moved, I guess, or something.
Yeah. They got a good deal, and they got a ton more land.
Right on. Very cool.
That's good. And I do my USPSA practice mostly a lot of dry fire and at Midwest Sporting Goods and Lions.
Okay. Right on. And also moving on, I lost Pete again there. But So Ken and Scott, what do you guys have going on in the works right now with some of your projects and whatnot?
We've got an SPR. We've got Ken's SPR build at the Midwest Rail.
Yeah, we finally got the parts Cerakoted, so we're gonna do like a time lapse build video.
Oh, cool. Right. That's always cool.
We got a FN FAL that we're gonna do a review on. Just haven't had time to get to the range yet, but hopefully in the next week or two.
Yeah, we've always got at least 2 or 3 builds in the background, as we're assembling, gathering the parts and trying to get things together. For fluidity, we try to do a little bit of the pre-fitting beforehand before we try to shoot it on video, but a lot of it is, as you see it, as we're putting it together, that the finished product is what we're putting out.
Right. I gotcha. Exactly. I understand the pre-fitting. Sometimes you have to kind of make sure stuff's going to fit. Otherwise, if you're filming it, then you have to go back and make adjustments to it and then refilm it as you're putting it together,
Editing, we do our own Cerakote in-house, so it's one of those, you'd be surprised at how this stuff builds up in your pinholes, some of the threads, the detents. It's like, okay, got to do a little bit more fitting.
Right.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Right.
Yeah, we're getting ready to try out that micro slick that Cerakote makes for bolts.
Kind of bolts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Want
okay.
to see if it's as durable as they say it is. Because I know they coat the lifters and stuff in race engines with it as well. So if it can hold up there, it should be pretty good on the bulk carrier group, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, that's a lot of cycles as well, constantly. Very cool. So, what else we got? So, speaking of projects and whatnot, I mentioned earlier about talking about some of the ways to save some dough and whatnot in the shooting world. And I want you guys to jump in with some of your thoughts on this as well, because I know we all, tend to look at the budget sometimes as far as shooting. I know, like, some of us go into the reloading, phase and stuff, and I do a lot of that as well. And yeah, there's equipment costs and things involved, and eventually it'll pay for itself if you're a high-volume shooter. But anyway, so one of the websites I can recommend as well that I've used many times to find different products. I'll see if I can pull it up for you guys too as well here. Is slickguns.com. I don't know if you're all familiar with this, but it's basically a website for people to list all types of deals in regards to, all types of firearms and whatnot, and firearms accessories and ammo and whatnot. And they have it all, where you can just kind of go through the categories as well and kind of look at what's the best deal of the day, so to speak. And you can post stuff up there too if you find something that's like super awesome. You can post it up there for people to check out. So that's one of the websites that I know of. I think there's a couple other ones. I didn't get to check earlier because mainly this is the main one that I use when I'm looking for like ammo and stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys have any other suggestions for different sites as well to look at.
SG Ammo has been killing it on PMC prices.
Okay.
So I just picked up a case from them. I want to say for it was just over $300 to my door for 1,000.
Okay. I'm just pulling up the website here too. Okay, family-owned and operated ammo sales. They're out of Oklahoma. Cool.
They ship fast. That 1 to 3 days, they mean it.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Good to know.
We just picked up 1,000 rounds of PMC from bulkammo.com for, and I think it was $60 to ship.
I don't know if it was just me, but you cut out. I couldn't hear you there.
Yeah, you did kind of cut out.
We just picked up 1,000 rounds of PMC 5 grain for it was $2.99 and then like $10 to ship it.
Was it the bronze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about 30 cents a round roughly is what what you'll find it for. I actually, and speaking of ammo, I know that Toby runs this too as well. That the Wolf Gold, 30 cents a round roughly for 223 is not bad.
That's Hayden that runs that.
Oh, I thought you were running it too at some point.
Oh, I've got a cases of that stuff kind of set in reserve, but I don't use much of it. I was using that other manufacturer that I don't like to bash ammunition manufacturers, but
no, I know we talked about
we've seen the catastrophe it's caused me in more than one major.
You're not talking about Wolf Gold though.
No, not Wolf Gold.
Just want to be clear so people understand that you're not talking about Wolf Gold, it's another manufacturer, and I totally get it. Yeah, I mean, I've been running the Wolf Gold. I mean, I haven't had much issue with it, but I understand the long distance stuff. You might want something a little heavier, but for my shooting skill level, I'm not too worried about it with the amount of long distance shooting that we do. I mean, at our club, I was able to. Well, actually, this time I take it back. Before I say this, I'm incorrect. I did the 200-yard shot. That was fine. But when it came to the 600-yard ranges where we had 400-yard shots on there, I didn't make it. I parred out on that stage, which you guys can see on the video as well from the last ASC 3 gun. So I didn't get to actually test it out to that distance. But most of the time when we shoot out to like at least 200 yards, I don't have much of an issue with the 55 grain stuff. Especially now we're in the Vortex Strike Fighter, Strike Eagle, and being able to actually see stuff that I'm trying to hit.
I shot that. People really rave about the higher bullet weights, and when things get windy and when that's what your gun runs better, that's great. But I got to tell you, I ran PMC bronze at the Tar Heel 3-gun challenge and shot out to 455 yards till I made my less than graceful exit from their match.
Yeah.
I ran it out there and I was hitting targets consistently out to 455. So as long as you're zeroed and you know your hold, depending on the wind, it's just going to push a 55 around more at higher wind velocity.
Right, makes sense.
Well, sorry.
No, go ahead, James.
I've been doing Freedom Ammunition. I've been doing a lot of factory reloads for the range, and I'll buy premium ammo for competitions because if you're out there dropping 500 or 1,000 rounds a month, you can get better prices on the factory reloads, which I haven't had a single issue with. It's coming out 147 delivered for 500 rounds, up to 62 grain ball ammunition for delivered to your house for the reloads, and it's been working just fine. So I try and reserve the other stuff when I'm actually shooting a match. So.
Well, and the thing, speaking of, you said factory reloads. With factory loading, one of the things that, oh, by the way, Ryan Wiggins just sent me a message. He said, hey, man, that he doesn't have enough service where he's driving from. He's on the way back from that match. I forget, the Ironman, MGM Ironman, I believe. Toby knows.
Yeah. He shot the Ironman this weekend.
And so, sorry, I got interrupted. I'm just writing them back real quick here. So, as far as reloading with 223, one of the things that I haven't had a chance to actually work on yet, and I've got a ton of primed, brass that's ready to go for reloading for 223 right now. I picked up a box of Wolf projectiles, 55 grain, and they came out to about 5 cents a piece, which is awesomely cheap. Now, as far as I have not tested them first off, like I said. As far as the accuracy, I've heard from others that they're not that horrible. Like, they're actually pretty decent for accuracy for what they are. And they are a full copper jacket. They're not steel. There's no steel core. It's copper and lead only. And they look really nice. The cannelure on them is a little bit deeper, I would say, than some of the other manufacturers out there. But for 5 cents a round, if nothing else, it might work really well for some plinking loads, if nothing else. I think I calculated it out to be with like buying powder at the local big box stores and primers, not including the brass, just powder, primers, and bullets. I think I was running about 19 cents a round for 223 for reloading. Of course, you have to realize you're going to spend a lot of time doing it.
We reloaded with some of those, and they were better than the Federal American Eagle. They were more accurate than those.
You mean as far as like if you're putting your reloads up against the American Eagle.
If we put them up against the American Eagle,
stuff,
they were more accurate.
Okay, that's cool.
And you can't beat it right.
Yeah, you can't beat the price. I forget where it was I got it from. I listed the link on the video that I did talking about them, but I was like, damn, 5 cents a piece. It's like half the price of what you're going to pick up from some of the other manufacturers for 55 grain. Now, granted, it's not going to be full-blown match type loads, but I think it'd be decent enough for the type of shooting that I do, like doing practical rifle and some of the 3-gun stuff. I think it's not bad, especially if you're on a budget, you know.
It's a great way for Plinkin ammo. That's the best.
Hitting steel.
You want to hit steel, that stuff works out really well economically.
Right. And you know, as far as other projectiles too, like the polymer coated ones from Eggleston Munitions, I know they're sponsoring my show, but I started with them because I believe in their product. I think they work great. They're very inexpensive. I think for 115 grain 9mm, I don't know what their pricing is right now, but I want to say they were like 5-6 cents a piece or something like that, which was really pretty well inexpensive. I think that cut my costs down to like, you know, well, just figuring the quick math in my head, probably like if I paid 3 cents a piece for primers, if I went to the big box stores, and about $30 for powder or something like that, so maybe $1,000 out of the powder, 6 cents, maybe 12 cents around for 9mm, 115 grain, you know, so you're running about half the price of, you know, Full Metal Jacket, you know, the cheapest, you know, brass and copper stuff you can get. So that's one way. I mean, of course, reloading is not for everybody. You know, it is what it is. Also, I know I've mentioned about making my own targets and stuff in the past, and I have some videos on that, making your own shoot and see targets. You guys can check that out on my channel here. You know, basically taking pie plates or paper plates and taking some packaging tape, putting it over the face, and using flat black spray paint. Which I know you guys got something probably cool there. What's that?
There's some of the Egglestons. Being that you're sponsor, we picked some up to try them, and they work really well.
We picked up the red, white, and blue pack.
Yes, the Patriot pack is my favorite. In fact,
Patriot pack.
Yeah, the Patriot pack is badass. That's where I reloaded. Did 1,500 rounds of those. Bought one of those packs, and then also did some of their black ones because they sent me some in black, and then also I have yet to reload. And the next step is to move up to the 147 grains that they've got. They sent me some purple ones and some green ones and stuff. So we'll see how that all goes. I have to work on what kind of load I'm going to run with them and stuff like that. I haven't gotten a chance to work on it, but it's on my list of reloading projects to do here. And I glance over because my reloading bench is off to my side here. But good stuff.
Didn't you get some 223?
Did I what?
Did you get some 223 from them?
Yes, I did. And you know what? I haven't had a chance to work on that either yet. And it's actually ironic you said that because I think I brought them down here and set them on my bench somewhere. Because my next project is going to be working on some of my 223 reloading because I'm kind of starting to run lower on my supplies. But I'm anxious to see how well those work out. I think they'll be pretty good. To run, I mean, I just had that feeling about them because they make pretty good stuff, believe it or not. I mean, I say believe it or not because people look at the polymer coating and they're like, they question it because of maybe past experiences or whatever. I don't know, but they seem to run pretty well on my guns, and I'm happy with it. So, and ironically, sorry, go ahead, Scott.
No, the 9mm is really. I was really impressed with it after running a couple hundred rounds through my M&P9, and it was just it ran clean. Not a whole lot of falling, no nothing. I mean, I was really surprised. It's not what I had thought or imagined for the price point. It was really good.
No real leading or anything. So
no.
Exactly. That's what I always tell people. I'm like, they're like, well, how does it run in your pistol? Like, how does it leave, like, is it dirtier or anything? No, it actually seems like it almost cleans the damn thing. Ironically, it seems like it runs pretty well. And I mean, I'm not an expert shooter by any means. You know, I just enjoy it. It's fun. But one of the things I remember at like last year at one of the matches I went to, one of the ROs mentioned, he's like, I don't know. He's like, those bullets are kind of cool. He's like, I don't know if it was the light or what, but I can actually see the bullet going through the air right in front of the target. I caught it and saw it, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. You know, it could also be maybe I had a maybe my load. Well, it really wasn't soft loads that I was shooting, so they were running when we chronoed them. They were running about 1150, 1200. There's about a 50 feet per second roughly window there, which was not too bad. We kind of compared it against some of the other manufactured or remanufactured ammo out there, and I was surprised that it was running pretty much on par with about their velocities at that time for the load that I was running.
When you catch them at the right light, you can see 9mm and 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, from teaching at both of the state police academies, the Northwest Academy and the Academy in Plainfield, I've watched enough rounds going down range. Pistol bullets at the right, except for I've never seen 3.57 SIG. I think that might just be moving too fast, and I don't know if it's reflection, a combination of reflection and vapor trail, or what, if vapor trail's even a thing with pistol bullets, but it's,
I would think it is.
You can catch those things from the right angle.
I would think that a 45 would be the easiest to see. You know, just because of its size and the slower velocity. So it's ironic, but yeah, I don't know if maybe just the coloring of them shows up better or what, but I've had that at least. I want to say that it happened twice where I've heard that, but I do remember at least the one time that one of the ROs pointed it out. He's like, yeah, I saw it right as it was about to hit the target. I caught it, you know, the glimpse of it going through. So yeah, that's reloading for you pretty much. Talk about the targets, talk about the website. Do you guys have any other suggestions on saving money, like tips to save money as far as that goes for shooting?
Yeah, I started switching because I don't really have the space. I've got one of the 3D printers. I've got 3 of them here in my little workshop.
Oh, awesome.
So that's what we're doing a lot of our prototyping in. So I don't really have room for the reloading equipment. So I've been shooting a Federal aluminum case.
Okay.
And Walmart, the local Walmart here, $9.99 to $9.78 a box of 50. So 500 rounds is running $106. So,
okay. So you're still about just shy of like 22 cents a round 9mm, basically.
Yeah, but for those of us that don't reload, I have plenty of friends that do. It's how I'm kind of trying to keep the cost down. You know, kind of looking for some of those deals. And those are, you can't reload the aluminum casing, but I've never had any issues shooting them, and they run great.
Ironically, there have been people that have done reloading with the steel cased ammo. Like certain, I don't know if it was certain Wolf, they're metal, they're steel cased, sorry, not metal. They're steel cased ammo. Some of them are actually boxer primed, I believe. A lot of them are Burdan primed, so you can't really reload them, at least not easily. But I have seen people doing videos on it. It's not something I would recommend at all, but it's interesting that people are like trying these methods for some reason. I don't understand it. But speaking of which, and the reloading stuff, and steel cased, certain companies actually have a brass, like plated steel case. I'm not going to go into the names of it, but there's that chance where you pick one up thinking it's a brass case and it's actually steel, and you get it mixed in your reloading stuff, like 9mm, for example. People have done this, and they end up reloading a steel cased, 9mm cartridge. Now, I don't know what the catastrophes could be of doing that with steel. I've never had that experience. The worst case I've ever seen with any type of casing be an issue was basically after you fired it and having a split neck on it to do 3 rounds. That's my personal experience. I know other people have seen all types of different things, but that's all I've seen so far. But anyhow, yeah, the steel-cased, brass-plated casings are out there too as well, so something to keep an eye on. You may want to run a magnet through your stuff, your casings, just to make sure you don't have one in there.
I gotta think that would play hell with your guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I would kind of think so too, because of the fact that you're putting. Even though, well, here's the thing though too. From what I've heard, the steel like they use for the like rifle casings at least, and I'm sure the casings for 9mm, I would imagine too, are probably a softer steel than your dies. I'd have to think that, but it probably would put a lot more wear on them just for the fact that you're putting a much stronger material up against that die versus like the brass.
You know, they've been, I don't want to say debunking a lot of this, but
Yes.
a lot of people have been putting the videos out where they're doing the Rockwell test, and they're actually testing the hardest of the steel casings, and a lot of them are nowhere near what people think. So I don't see those casings. It might put a little bit more wear, but I don't see them damaging the dies.
Right.
I'm
Right.
not an expert, but that's what I've seen.
That's a whole debate that people have too, as far as the steel cased ammo that I've heard. And I mean, I don't know what the right answer and wrong answer is. I mean, obviously, the steel cased is a budget type ammo for a reason. The cost of the materials and so forth and everything else. But I've heard that argument both ways, and I'm not an expert. You know, the wear and tear on your rifle, for example, if you're running like the steel cased 223 rounds and whatnot, is probably minimal versus the cost of the ammo. Like if you look at the cost of how many the cost difference between the amount of ammo you have to run to cause the wear versus running brass cased and still having wear done to your rifle, some people think it's negligible. So I think it comes down a lot of times to personal preference. I've also heard, as far as the ammo being dirtier, that it's not necessarily that the ammo is any dirtier. It's more because the brass casing versus the steel casing, the brass expands more to seal better in the chamber, for example. And I may be wrong. I'm just saying what I've heard, and you guys can jump in with your thoughts on this at any time too. Don't worry about interrupting me at all. So
I actually saw a video from Mac who actually explained that exactly the way you just did. And it's the steel case doesn't expand as well, so it allows more carbon to build up in your chamber. So then when you switch back to a brass casing, the brass casing was more apt to stick inside that carbon buildup and not clear that round out with the disconnector.
More
Right.
blow.
same. I've heard the same thing about the lacquer coating. Like some of them are coated with like a polymer, and some are coated with like a lacquer coating. If the lacquer ends up being like a glue or whatever at some point.
The same thing. The lacquer, actually, if you took a propane torch, it's almost impossible to burn that shit off of there. But it doesn't expand as well as the brass jacket does. So that brass, by not changing its form, the steel's not changing the form, leave that air space carbon.
Yeah, you guys are breaking up a little bit there, but I got the gist of it, I think. So yeah, I mean, I think personally, my thoughts would be on steel case, by the way, because I know it's a way of saving money in shooting. If you're not into reloading and you want to do that, my thoughts are, yeah, be aware that your extractor, your chamber, something that might wear a little quicker, but it's kind of negligible. And if you're going to run it, my thoughts, again, and this is opinion and just thoughts, is that you're probably going to want to do cleanings a little more frequently. Maybe like if you're going to a match and you're trying to save money running at a match, to maybe clean your rifle after the match or whenever, like only after a certain amount of rounds. If it's a major match and you want to run steel cased, and it's up, and you can, I guess, I don't know. Maybe clean it between days if it's a 2-day event or something like that, just to keep it running properly. And it may also come down to not only your personal preference, but also the particular gear that you're running. Some rifles have really tight chambers tolerances, and you can run into problems if there's any type of, like, for example, if your ammo is at the high end of your tolerance for the dimensions, and your chamber is at the tight end of the tolerances for dimensions, you might have more problems running your gear. But again, it's a lot of personal preference on what you want to do. It's just options that are out there, and that's kind of what I'm discussing at this point, to kind of show people and kind of give ideas to people who want to try different things. I don't know if there's anything really horribly wrong with running steel cased. It's just another option if you kind of follow along and treat it with care, in a sense, I guess, way to put it.
Most people probably aren't going to shoot enough to wear it out. Your average shooter.
Yeah, that's a good, valid point too. The volume of shooting, it would take a lot, and like I said, by the time you actually get to the point of wearing it out, if it's your chamber or your extractor or whatever, I think that the cost of the components might actually balance out or still be beneficial to run steel case if you're looking purely at dollars and cents. Again, not considering the quality and that kind of stuff, just the dollars and cents of it. So, I'm still not a super huge fan of steel case. Don't get me wrong. It's not my first go-to ammo. It's just an option that's out there for some people that are really tight budgets, and then maybe just want to use their gear for plinking and I guess recreational use is a good way to put it.
Yeah, look at this. If you've got an off-the-shelf AR, or you've got another inexpensive firearm, I mean, I really wouldn't hesitate to run if I got a really good deal on steel case ammo. Now, I spent $4,500 on a custom Supermatch AR that's totally tricked out. I probably wouldn't even let it see steel case.
Absolutely valid point.
That's got to be a point in there, too, because think about all the AKs I've shot and all the rounds I put through it. I know they're two different platforms, but one's designed to be beat up. You don't really care about it. You know, run as hard as it'll go. So, as far as that, too, if you've got, you know, a lower-end gun, you get a good deal running. I don't think it's going to do any damage.
Right. I agree. You know, in my case, where I have, you know, a couple different ARs to choose from, there's one that I would probably run the lower cost stuff through it and not really worry too much about it, you know, because it's just for that purpose. So if you want to say something.
My opinion would be if it's buy steel case and shoot, or don't buy steel case and don't shoot, buy steel case.
Okay. Yeah. That's
if that's what you can afford, if that's what's going to get you out there pressing triggers and throwing lead down range, then God love you. Buy steel case, have fun. But if you can, I would never shoot it in a match. I'd never take it to work with me. But you know what? If that's what it's got to be to get rounds going down range, God love you. Buy steel case.
Exactly. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You know, that there's a reason for it, I guess is the way to put it. Like, if it's shooting versus no shooting, it's a choice. It's an option. It's not mostly the preferred option, you know. Or if you want to be super cheap about it, it's an option too. But I personally, yeah, I agree. I do like to run brass cased. In fact, even if it's reloaded versus steel cased, I prefer to do my personal reloads over the steel case stuff. Plus, it ends up being cheaper anyway. You know, after you eventually pay for all your equipment, of course. So, just throwing it out there. So, Toby, you have any other suggestions too for cost savings and anything like that, or?
Okay, I had to unmute. You know, look for deals. I found a deal on Winchester AA the other day. You know, where they had the rebate going on.
Oh, good point.
So you know, when you find those, if you can afford it, stock up.
I know.
Next suggestion is everybody should have a Hayden.
Everyone should have a Hayden?
Everybody should have a Hayden. Hayden is my procurement expert. That kid knows. I don't know if he lives on the internet or Googles in his sleep or what. That kid knows every deal, every cheap buy, you name it. He knows where it is and how to get it the cheapest. So have a Hayden.
You know what? Now I feel really bad because I invited him this morning, and I knew I forgot somebody, and I realized I forgot to send him the link.
Well, then you don't have a Hayden.
I don't have a Hayden. I lost my Hayden. But yeah, he does every so often. I do get some links and stuff from him too for different deals, or he posts something up that's really cool, for sure. But besides Hayden, where else do you find stuff to find out about these deals?
You know what? If you're looking to get away from ammunition, because I think we've beat that horse for a while. If you're looking for ways to get gear cheap, get on these sites where guys sell what they get off the prize table.
Oh, great point.
I know some of the manufacturers don't like it, but they got to realize that you know, when some of these top level shooters, or even some of the guys that have already got stuff, you know what? I've got I'm not going to say how many. I've got a lot of ARs right now. I don't really need any more. So if I want a barrel, I'm probably not going to cash in that barrel. I'm probably going to find somebody that needs it, and I'm going to sell it to them at a discount. You can find deals on certificates for companies all over the place, and build guns on the cheap, or get good quality match grade parts on the cheap. All those sites like 3 Fun Gear, yard sale or whatever it is. I don't know. I belong to like
Facebook
12 of them.
pretty much, right?
What's that?
They're all like Facebook pages, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to kind of do a search a little bit and ask people, because I don't know all the names of them. I've stumbled across a few of them here and there, but that's a valid point. People win stuff on the prize tables quite often, and you can find good deals. Buying stuff used too is also an option sometimes as well, depending. I mean, you used to be able to find stuff on eBay even too, but not always. Now it seems like some of that stuff's kind of priced a little higher, and you're also limited on what you can buy through eBay as well. But that's a good point though about prizes that people have go ahead and resell them because they don't have a strong use for them, and it helps them pay for their match fees, like you said. Maybe I think you said that for their next upcoming match or whatever.
Yeah, that and reach out to your pro staff shooters.
That's
you find guys like Jesse Tischhauser, Jay Carrillo, Blaze Romano. Those guys are always willing if they've got because that's how their companies. A lot of them track what kind of a job these guys are doing for them, representing their company. Is they give them a discount code for 15% off or whatever. You know what? Don't be afraid to hit those guys up and say, hey, or go to a page that you know they frequent and tag them up on something and say, hey, I'm looking for a discount code on XYZ. Anybody got something? Because you'll probably have 10 guys that rep that company that are going to jump out there and say, hey, depending on what the company allows. Now, if you recall, I didn't know about the terms of service with one of the companies that I worked with. And I got kind of slapped because they didn't want me sharing my discount code on the interwebs. So that has to be by private message only. But there's all kinds of guys out there that have got these codes.
Speaking of which, one thing I'm not bringing it back to the ammo thing, but speaking of discount codes, Eggleston Munitions should still have a discount code available for us too. BigGunner81, all caps, just like the channel. I believe it's 10% off right now, off of anything you purchase pretty much. It's just off your entire order. Super awesome guys to deal with. I appreciate that they not only support this channel and what I do, but they also support ASC 3-Gun as well. We just had them as a sponsor for the last match here. So awesome guys, definitely check them out. Again, keep on code BigGunner81. Use it. I need to post it up again some more often actually. Because they are a great company to work with, as I always say. But
also, since you roll back to ammo, if you go to a major match and you can hang around until the prize table is over, look for the guys that have flown from far away and they have ammo.
Yes.
They don't want to fly with it. They don't want to worry about checking it. If guys have won 500, 1,000 rounds of ammo that's not in gift certificate form off the prize table, they are always looking to offload it on the cheap.
Yeah, major matches definitely, like you said, stick around afterwards because that's a good way to trade too. Like you said, people getting on the airplane, they can't travel with that bulk amount of ammo they just picked up. Sometimes you've got something else that you have in your stockpile of parts, bring it with. You might be able to do a little bit of trading and swapping to get some ammo in exchange for something that maybe you want to get rid of, or ammo that's low cost to you. I mean, that's always a option too. You never know.
It would be really good, I guess, to promote a lot of this. Website, Facebook page, if you just had a list or a breakdown of some of these names, that people can go back and check on.
Some of them are doing that now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of good advice. I'm actually writing notes, so.
Yeah, I can't. Let me see if I can search it up on Facebook real quick, and then I'll jump back over here. But one of the pages Jesse Tischhauser runs actually has that on there. It's a running list of discounts.
I think it's 3-Gun Talk.
You might.
That might be it. I know it sounds weird because it's like these things pop up in our news feed and stuff sometimes. We don't always keep good track of the names of them, unfortunately. So, and by the way, when you mentioned about the Winchester AA rebate, I did get in on that recently. Another thing about saving money, I'll throw this out there too. If you do shop the big box stores, which is usually where you're not going to get the best deal at, of course, But if you do shop the big box stores like Cabela's, Bass Pro, etc., those are the two main ones that I frequent a lot. Sometimes they'll send you like these discount cards or whatever, like 10 bucks off $20 purchase, or 10 bucks off $40 purchase, or 20 off of 100, or whatever it is. You can what I like to do with those is, I look at it, okay, if it's 10 off 20, it's a 50% discount on something that I buy that's like 20 bucks, right? So I try to go for that route where I look for, like, what do I need for my reloading, okay, because reloading is going to save me money. What do I need for my reloading stuff that is about 20 bucks that I can cut the price in half, because I'm sure if I'm getting it for half price retail, it's probably a fair deal. So things like powder, it may be 20 bucks, maybe 30 bucks for a bottle of powder. In fact, I want to try out the Hodgdon, I can't say it right, sorry. H355. I want to try that out with the 223 rounds. So I picked up a bottle of that with the discount thing that Bass Pro sent out, which I was going to the store to use, and I figured I was going to use it on my Winchester AA's and then double up with the rebate that I think is like another 20 bucks or something like that. But I didn't realize that it was a online order only type of coupon. Like, you can call in or order out, whoever calls in to buy stuff, I don't know, but you can go online and use it on their online store. Well, the nice thing is they have a free site to store shipping. So Bass Pro is only like 5 minutes from my house for me personally. So the shipping doesn't really matter to me. I'm not going to have it shipped to my house. I'm going to have it shipped to the store and basically buy that online and go pick it up right there. So I was able to double up on well, I'll rephrase this. I was able to use the discount of $10 off 20 on this bottle, plus, in addition to that, rewards like points. If you go to Bass Pro or Cabela's, I haven't done this with Cabela's yet, but they have like rewards programs. You get the little keychain card thing, as a lot of you guys already know out there, and you can use it. Well, I think I built up like over 10 bucks in Bass Pro like points or whatever that was. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll use this, and I'll use the 10 off 20 thing, and I'll ship it to the store. And this bottle of powder that was probably like 30 bucks ended up costing me like 15 with tax out the door or something like that, and so forth. So there's ways to look for deals that way too on the retail side. If you buy from them frequently and get in on their mailing list somehow, they'll send you stuff occasionally, and also use like the reward stuff as well. So that's just something else to figure I'd throw out there that I was kind of thinking about just now. So let's see what else we got.
By the way, it's the pinned post in 3-Gun Talk. Anthony was absolutely right. That has the discount code thread in it.
Let me see if I can pull it up on here too.
Here, I got it. You want me to screen share it?
Yeah, if you want to screen share it, that's fine as well. I'm glad that you can screen share it, because some people have a hard time with the screen sharing. And it makes my job easier trying to run this. So, okay, our buddy Kevin Travis.
And then you just go in the comments, and it's got 74 different people with their promo codes.
Yeah, some of them are promo codes, and then of course you've got your guys that go on there and make their posts of "my wife's my only sponsor" and things like that. But I mean, there's a lot of good, solid coupon codes on there and discount codes.
Nice, good deal. Yeah, 15% off on Air Gold triggers with JT Sum 15 from Jesse. Yeah, there's all different types of ways to save money doing this stuff, and I know it's a big thing for people. So, I don't know what else we want to cover on this.
The best way to save money is dry fire.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not the funnest way.
I don't know. You know, I got my little secret. I bought that SIRT pistol, but I also bought that.
Oh, that's right.
Training software.
You bought what?
The laser training software, LAFR.
Okay, cool.
And it uses your computer and a webcam, and it tells you where you hit your target. It keeps your times.
How does the targets actually work? You hang something up on the wall or whatever, or how does that work again?
Yeah, you can hang up anything. I kind of cheated, and I went to Ben Stegger's Pro Shop and ordered the to scale targets.
Okay. Nice. Speaking of which, that's something else I have in the works right now. I have a targeting. I don't know what's the correct way to say this. A targeting system. It's not like a targeting system. It's a it's kind of like a training system in a sense that uses lasers, but there's an adapter that you can put into your existing pistol, like for 9mm or 45. The only downside is if it's like striker fired or whatever, you have to reset the trigger manually. Or they also have an adapter that works with like an airsoft gun, and I think that you don't have to, as long as your airsoft gun will actually cycle its action without the BBs in it. And I don't have much experience with airsoft, really, honestly, but I've seen them testing this out before with a like an airsoft type gun where it actually would cycle the slide without shooting a projectile out. I don't know how it's set up or how it works, or if there's certain ones that do it this way or what. But
Luger's got one like that.
Hey, there's a couple of new tools out and a little cost prohibitive. I tried them out at the 2016 annual meeting. They had a couple of booths with the giant, 8 by 10 foot screens. The Cool Fire pneumatic pistol trainer, where it's a CO2 loaded barrel. That's a pneumatic piston. I like the idea because you actually get more feedback. It doesn't matter what semi-auto it's in, as long as it's made for that pistol. You're getting close to like a 380 recoil on that pistol, and you have the laser attachment, so you could do everything with the laser software and all the other software that's out there right now, but you have interaction with your pistol, so your sights are moving, you have felt recoil, and the guns, you have that feedback in your hand. I don't know how to screen share, but if you just look up Cool Fire Trainer, they're a little pricey, but there's a lot of systems heading that way. And if you can't reload, dry firing is great, but it's nice to have something to where you can actually watch the gun move and run it, and it works really good.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Like, if there's a system that'll work with an actual real firearm that will cycle the action, that's cool. If it ends up being an airsoft pistol that's like just to match your exact firearm as closely as possible, I think that's kind of cool too. This system that I was talking about that I should be having sometime in the next few weeks here to do a little bit of a review on is one that uses multiple targets. You can actually link the targets together. You can make them sequence with like a flashing light to tell you which one to go after, basically, in a sense. And what else? It has like shoot, no shoot. I'm just thinking about it. It's been a while since I've taken a look at this, actually, so that's why I'm just kind of trying to rehash through my mind about all the stuff that it had to offer on the system. Because they were out of stock on it for a while. We initially started checking it out a couple months ago. But it should be coming in the next couple weeks anyway. But it was a very neat system. I was kind of intrigued by the idea behind it, where you can actually utilize your existing pistol. Again, it's not cycling the slide on your existing pistol. I think they have an adapter that also works with the rifle, but again, you're not having the recoil from that unless you have some type of laser set up that'll work with like CO2 to cycle the action. That would be their option. Like, and there is stuff out there, and like I said, one of the things that they have to offer actually works kind of like that. It works off like it mounts on your rail, I guess. Now, as far as the accuracy of it, I don't know. If you're putting a laser on your rail, it's going to be sitting lower than your barrel, but I don't know how much of a difference it's going to be. And if you're just practicing like quick shots and you're close to being like on target, maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. That's what we're going to find out when we get a chance to play around with it a little bit. So, anyway, guys, I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to throw out there. Kind of go down the list here. Tony, if you want to mention anything else before we go ahead and wrap this up tonight. And
I learned a lot. It's a lot more stuff than I know about reloading, and I just buy the cheapest crap I can find and shoot it.
Okay, awesome. And James, you got anything you want to throw out?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get a demo model, but this is the Hammer Arms It's a SF guy in Crestview, Florida. He's doing custom high-end AR components. It's 223 Wild, hammer forged, 1 in 7. Nice key mod rail. Very nice slim profile. It's got a good feel to it. It shoots really well. Check them out, Hammer Arms. And then last and not least, like I said, we're getting so much closer. I got my production proofs from the factory, and we're looking at the end of the month of having the fangs on sale, shooting stabilizer. So thanks once again for having us on.
Yeah, absolutely, and I look forward to testing that out too and checking out myself.
Well, I actually got one in the mail for you here probably tomorrow.
I couldn't quite understand what you said. It was breaking up a little bit.
I'll have one in the mail for you tomorrow.
Awesome. Awesome. Got it. Yeah, tonight for some reason, I don't know if it's my bandwidth, but I've had a little bit of issues with the clarity here and stuff. So you guys, Ken and Scott, you guys are still muted, by the way. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to throw out tonight.
Yeah, just check us out on YouTube at Liberty Marksman USA.
Okay, cool. Liberty Marksman.
Facebook.
Facebook, yep, around there too. And I think you mentioned earlier about what's that?
I said the usual social media formats.
Instagram, smoke signals, whatever. So, yeah, you mentioned earlier too something a little bit about your projects. What do you have coming up next, though? Again,
probably going to do finally assemble the SPR and actually get it out to the range and shoot it.
Okay.
We're going to do a Appleseed rifle build for going to an Appleseed class. So we got that going.
So what is that rifle to be based on?
Off at 1022.
Okay. Okay, cool. I was kind of thinking they had 22 of some type.
Yeah, they have a list of things they recommend to do for it, so we figured we'd do an actual video on putting one together. And
yeah, we actually had a Appleseed rep run into us at the NRA show, and we just started talking about it, and he was just so neat about the fact that we had a channel and that we were doing some gun builds and some DIY stuff, that he said, you should really try doing an Appleseed gun and contact us and bring it out and let's go through a class with it and shoot some film. So that's really what we're going to shoot for.
That's a great idea because obviously Appleseed deals with the younger people in the next generation, right?
Yeah, and it's trying to get it out, get everybody involved in it, and get those younger shooters and get them taught properly.
And they teach some history on the Revolutionary War that isn't being taught so much anymore.
That's what I kind of heard a little bit about it before. I don't know if I had someone on in the past or not. I think
they do stuff out at your club. I've seen on their schedule.
They do.
Yeah.
I've seen it on there, and I was talking with someone maybe a few months ago that was going to be on the show. I don't think he actually came on yet. I have to look that up again, who it was. But, yeah, I heard a little bit about it. I think the Appleseed program is an awesome thing to get young people a little bit of education and getting the chance to get behind a firearm and learn about it and all the safety and everything that goes along with it. The history.
And if you take the class, that also has your qualifier to be able to buy from the CMP.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I think there's a couple different things that would classify us in Illinois with that. I think if you're a member of like ISRA, the Illinois State Rifle Association, I think that puts you in the category of being able to order from them as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, right on. So we'll look forward to checking that out in the future, and also maybe we'll get together at some point since you're local, and we'll do some shooting.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys' schedule is like, but as we said earlier, I know Pete was having technical issues tonight with his laptop and everything. I guess they have the grand opening weekend this weekend. Ribbon cutting starts on Thursday, but the grand opening kind of kicks off Friday. Saturday, the 11th here coming up, they have a two-gun match with Grunt Style and Range 35. Are putting it on with help from Civilian Force Arms. They're giving away a Warrior 15 rifle to the match winner, and I think the runner-up ends up getting a a membership to the range. And in fact, that Warrior 15, I actually did get to go test it out, So I did actually put a couple rounds through it with Pete and Roy from the Range 35, and that was awesome. So anyhow, that's going on, and Sunday also. They'll be part of the grand opening weekend as well. But Saturday, kind of the big day for it.
That'd be the big one.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you guys are available, but I'll be up there probably on Saturday, checking it out and hanging out with the guys there.
I got my daughter's first birthday on Saturday, so.
Oh yeah, so that's kind of priorities.
What time's it go till on Saturday?
You know what? That's a great question, Anthony. I don't remember what time it goes till. I would say, I don't know how. It may depend on how well the match flows as far as timing. I don't know for sure, but I believe they're open till. I'll be wrong if I say it. I was gonna say probably 9, but I think it's earlier than that. I'll see if I can find out real quick for you guys out there watching. Again, it starts on Friday, the June 10th, 2016 here, and then the actual match is on Saturday, the 11th. I'm kind of pulling it up to kind of see what it says here. Grand opening June 10th through 12th. Grunt Style Range Day Challenge is June 11th, 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. I don't know if that's when they close, but that's when the challenge is going on until, I guess, their actual like celebration portion and whatnot. And their annual passes have been sold out already, so whoever wins the pass, that's going to be awesome for them because you can't get any more. At least as of right now, unless they're doing any giveaways, they're sold out on passes. And I say giveaways, I mean like a competition like this, a special event. And they may have had that one stuck away for this purpose, for the grand opening. I don't know otherwise. But it's a great range. I know you guys out there have watched some of the videos. You've seen some footage from it a little bit here and there. There'll probably be some more to come. I plan on doing a little filming this weekend at the grand opening. Awesome facility, great people, and again, I'm a member out there too, so you'll see me around if you come out to the range from time to time as well. But also, so I was going to say, Toby, if you've got anything that you want to mention as well before we wrap things up here. I know you just had a class this weekend, did you not?
No, well, yeah, there was a basic class this last weekend, and then coming up this coming weekend, company-wise, there is a Fighting Fundamentals pistol class on Saturday that starts at 3.
Okay.
In our range, all the information's on the website at www.tier1training.com. Other than that, I'll just update on one project because I got so many going on right now that it'd take too much time, and some of them are kind of stagnant. But I'm looking forward to getting my the Browning A5 that I sent off to Serums back. I do believe that ships back to me tomorrow. I'm excited to get that thing back. They did some good work there getting that set up for the 3-gun season for me. I want to give a big thanks to Tim over at TACOM. Tim has, I'm not sponsored by TACOM. Tim hooked me up with a lot of good stuff at the right price, both new shotgun caddies and their sport line. If you're looking to get into 3-gun and you don't want to spend a lot of money on shotgun caddies, those sport line is just absolutely incredible. That's what I'm going to be using in the rest of the regional season and then at Nationals this year. And then I also went ahead and switched over to their shotgun extension tube, which is not only one of the more reasonably priced ones that I found, it's also modular.
Yes.
So I'll be able to break it down to where I don't have to barrel plug it when I go to Blue Ridge. I'll just be able to knock the extension down, put a different spring in, cap it back off, and be good to go. It's an incredible thing, and I'm looking forward to having that Browning back to show everybody. I'm
anxious to see it too. That sounds like it's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully by next Tuesday, when I get back from Vegas, I'll have it here. I'll get to spend some time out on the range with it, and it'll be ready to go. And if you invite me on, maybe I'll show it off next Tuesday night.
I'll invite you. I do typically invite you. Last week, I forgot to send you.
That's all right. It's not a big deal.
And this week it was Hayden's turn to be forgotten, apparently. I feel bad about that because I was like, hey man, you want to be on, hang out with us tonight?
Yeah, he would have been the guy too for this show about the how to do this on a budget.
I know.
He's the guy.
I know. I dropped the ball. It happens. Sorry guys. Sorry Hayden. I'm also gonna ask you too about something. I forgot what it was. Damn, I had a thought and now it's gone. Go figure. I think it was. I don't know if it was about the class or what. Oh, I think I was going to comment on the TACCOM. That's what it was. So I do also want to say thank you to Tim over at TACCOM as well, because on the His and Her Rifle project, he helped us out with some guidance on that, as well as gave me some awesome pricing on some components and so forth. It was actually his recommendation to go with the Faxon 16-inch pencil barrel to help cut down on the weight, along with his ultralight compensator on the front of that. So that was very cool. I'd show it to you guys, but right now it's actually sitting in Applied Arsenal Finishes, waiting to see if it's going to get Cerakoted this week or if it's going to be a few weeks later now.
Tim's a great supporter of the shooting sports. That is no doubt.
And he's got a lot of cool concepts and ideas from the engineering standpoint. He's really fascinating to talk with. It's amazing. That, like you said, that modular extension, shotgun extension tube, or extension tube. I'm saying that right. Sorry. But the modularity of it, that's a cool feature where you can just kind of change it out to how many extra rounds you're going to run and stuff for whatever classification you're going to be running in. That's awesome. Just kind of like the awesome thought behind it. Plus, I think you can also, with that setup, if you get another cap, can you not like put the spring for the mag tube inside of it and put another cap on it and double end it, so for storage when you're shipping it, like when you're on a plane? Is that right?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I have one upstairs, but it's only got the cap on one end. I would assume since they're modular and you can cap the other end, the threads have got to be the same. So yeah, you could probably get a second cap and put it on there. I don't really see where that'd be that necessary. I've got my case set up to store the spring, but it's a really cool concept and design. And one of the things about Tim that I really like as a supporter of the sport, and James, you might think this is interesting since you said you have a 3D printer.
Yes.
The concepts that he does not put into play for his company that he still thinks are valid ideas, he puts the designs for him, the CAD designs, up on his website just for people to download for free.
Yes, that is true, and that is one of the points that I'm very fond of as well. Yeah, not much more to add to that. I think that's an awesome thing that he does.
You know what? For all the people out there that come up with ideas for caddies, holsters, rails, grips, or anything, 3D printers are coming down in price. And if you're, an ambitious person and you have a good idea, like the printers behind me, they were $1,800, but they're very tolerance specific. So we were able to go from prototype to production in 8 months and have the parts thoroughly tested, printed out. And if you have a great idea, you never know. I mean, it's one of the best ways to kind of evolve your thinking and see what you can actually get to work.
Yeah, even if you're not making it in the final material, it gives you the option to take an idea that you drew up like in a CAD program and put it in your hands in an actual environment and kind of have the look and feel of it to play with. I think that's pretty awesome. So
I think you guys that design things are awesome. I can't draw a stick figure that looks right, so you guys impress me. I really enjoy the cool stuff that you guys make, because I can concept some stuff, but everything I draw looks like a circle or a line. So yeah, I can never design and do the things that you guys do on 3D printers. So I think that's pretty cool from all you guys, and I appreciate using the stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of manufacturing, as I'm wrapping this up, I know we're a little bit over time here, but those of you who have been watching the channel, last week I had a chance to go up to American Defense Manufacturing, hence the hat here that I'm wearing. Their facility is phenomenal. I mean, they have more than one building too. There's a picture on that video that I was able to use because we couldn't do any up close filming of any of the production that they were doing because of the different regulations of their DoD contracts and whatnot. But and different trade secrets, I guess is the way to put it. But we got a little quick picture of their facility from an overhead view. It's a massive facility with a lot of machines. They got a lot going on there. It's a phenomenal operation. Also go up in the front and check out kind of what their one of their head engineers is working on and stuff, to see him at work, doing CAD drawings and whatnot, and just some of the prototypes and whatnot that have hanging around. It's a really cool thing, and I can't thank them enough for inviting me and Laura out there actually to go check out the facility, do the tour, and go shoot some full auto rifles and stuff, which was really awesome. Having an MP5 in my hands, that was just a stellar experience. Then on top of it, getting to shoot a full auto M4 with a suppressor on it, and just having a great place to shoot with it too is really cool. It wasn't just stuck on a range. It was actually a private facility to go to shoot. But anyhow, go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us, and until next time, go out and have some fun shooting.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.